Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I do my meal planning on a budget. So I actually did a how-to a few months ago on my blog, Sanchez Family of Two. If you haven't checked it out yet, I'll leave the link in the box below. Make sure to go and check it out. But I did this series on my blog about how I meal plan, and it's very simple, and I am on a budget much like every one of you. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to pull up Pinterest. Pinterest is my go-to. It is my #1 thing that I always pull up when I sit down to start doing my meal planning. Some of the other things that you're going to need, I use a Organize Her grocery list. You can get this at Target. It's really great. It has your produce section, your fruits, dry goods, canned goods. Everything is in order and allows you to really go to the grocery store prepared. And on the side, it's really great too because it has Monday through Sunday, and you can write out your meal plans and what you plan on cooking. The next thing that I like to use is I use a notebook. And the reason I use a notebook is because I like to write down recipes. I am very old-fashioned in the sense that I still love to write down recipes or to receive them as like gifts on paper, just because it's more tangible for me. If I was to go and use my computer all the time, yeah, that's great, but the computer blacks out every once in a while, and to me that's just annoying, rather than being able to pick up my nifty little notebook and see all of the recipes that I have used in the past and I liked. It's a great way to just keep organized for me. So, and oh yeah, you'll need a pen, but obviously. So the first thing that I like to do is I pull up Pinterest. I type in some of the recipe ideas that I'm feeling for the week. This week is a chicken week, and Thursday is Thanksgiving, so it's going to be a little bit different for my meal planning this week. But I'll pull up Pinterest, I'll type in whatever recipe I'm thinking. So today I specifically went with chicken recipes, and I have decided to do about 3 chicken recipes and then some usual things that I do during the week. I typically always have a stir-fry night or some type of Asian food. I always have like a free night, like a pizza night, or something really simple that's frozen we can just pop in the oven, or we could use that free night to go out to eat. I also really like to make sure that I'm organized with my side options and my lunches, because I do take my lunch every day. So after you get on Pinterest and you decide you found a recipe and you type it in, you click the recipe. For me, I look to see how they structure their recipe, and if I like it, I will jot it down on my notebook exactly how it is. But if I want to be a little bit more creative, I'll take that recipe and make it my own, which typically I do a lot. I don't follow recipes very well, and that's something that you're going to learn very quickly with me. But I do like to write it down as soon as I find the recipe. So that really helps me prepare my grocery list. So after I go on Pinterest and I find recipes, I write them down and organize it how I want to do my week. So this week on Monday, I'm doing a chicken piccata recipe with mashed potatoes and broccoli, and I'm going to be posting a video on how to make chicken piccata. It's one of my very favorite recipes, and I've gone through many trials with it, and I finally perfected the one that I really love. Tuesday, I'm going to do a lemon garlic chicken with a rice pilaf and some type of veggie. On Wednesday, I plan on doing a ranch cheddar chicken with potatoes and probably broccoli again. Thursday, like I said, is Thanksgiving. Hallelujah. I cannot wait for mashed potatoes and stuffing and turkey. And Friday is going to be a shrimp and mushroom pasta. And I did find that recipe on Pinterest. I plan on pairing that with some type of salad and maybe a homemade dressing and French bread, because bread completes a pasta meal. And Saturday, like I said, is a free night, so it is going to be our pizza night. We'll probably just make a pizza instead of ordering out, and just because it turns out better. And then Sunday is going to be our stir-fry night. Now, I do all of our grocery shopping at Trader Joe's because I feel I find the most bargains there, and I really like their choices of produce and how well everything is organized. So once I have been on Pinterest, I've wrote down the recipes that I want, and I've listed my Monday through Sunday meals, I will go through by each one and figure out what ingredients I'm going to need. So with the type of recipe planning that I do, I like to keep my meals fairly simple just because it helps cut down on your budget, and that's what this is all about, how to save money and how to stay on your budget while meal planning. We, for the longest time, ate out all the time. We just loved it. We hung out with our friends, we hung out with our family, and we would be like, oh, we don't need to cook, we can just go out and eat. And that adds up really quickly, but being a graduate student and a spouse of a graduate student, we've really found it necessary to budget accordingly, and we found what works for us, and this works for us. So after you go through and you make your list, you want to be very detailed. So with each day of the week that I go through, I want to make sure that I have everything on that list. That way, so midweek, I'm not running to the store because I forgot something. You want to make sure you're getting everything at the grocery. Now, with the meal plan that I've made, I've already gone ahead and kind of listed everything that I've needed on my grocery list, which is good. But you always want to do a little quick double check just to make sure, because you want to make sure you're very well prepared walking into Trader Joe's or whatever grocery store you decide to go to. Another thing I like to do is when I am in the grocery store, I like to match price. And with Trader Joe's, they don't have a lot of options, so I don't really have to match price. But I do whip out my calculator on my phone, and I like to add it up as I go. My goal each week is to only spend $75 because that's what we've budgeted for. I do weekly grocery shopping trips, and it has worked very well. We've tried many different things, and this is finally something that we feel kind of works very good for us. $75 for us doesn't always include our household items that we need. It's specifically food. So Sunday is the day that I normally do my grocery shopping. After I have completed my list, gone through Pinterest, and found my recipe ideas, I go to the grocery store, get what I need, I come home, I like to prep it all, and this helps cut down on waste because we have an issue with being wasteful sometimes, and we're really trying to work on that. But I have come to learn that if you plan your meals in advance, you can prep your different chickens. So you can, in the freezer bag, you can throw your chicken and your seasoning in there, and you can toss that in the freezer, and that will be seasoned and ready for you to just cook. So you can just take it out of the freezer already prepared and toss it in the oven, cook it for whatever time it needs to be cooked or thawed out before it cooks. And you'll be making dinner in no time. That also helps with like salads. So I like to make salads for my lunches typically, or I'll eat leftovers. This week I plan on making a bunch of different salads and having that prepped in airtight containers so I can just grab and go. If you plan on eating out maybe 2 times or 3 times during the week, make sure you're planning accordingly because you don't want to overbuy food. That's a prime reason food goes to waste. So especially with vegetables, because vegetables do go bad quickly, make sure you're just prepping that. If you buy a bulk thing of broccoli or whatever, put it what you're not using in the freezer. That way it's preserved and ready for use next time. So now you know a fun and creative way that I like to use my Pinterest obsession to help me meal plan on a budget. If you thought this video was helpful and informational, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love for you to follow me along on this journey. And if you have any specific ways that help you meal plan on your own budget, I would love to hear your ideas and your thoughts. Also, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I will get to them as soon as possible. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye. Today I've made a cinnamon sugar body scrub, so not only is it going to feel really great for your skin, it also smells really great, and it's edible if you feel like eating it.